All right, here we are live for this NXT predictions edition of Radio Reflex. Alan, welcome to this glorious Saturday. We're having a little bit of patchy internet problem, so if it's a little stilted, we apologise. Now, I guess probably the other thing that people are interested in is the little hint I gave with the post that I posted yesterday. Now, what did all
What do you mean
those?
little? What do you mean little hint? What do you mean little? I mean, I surely any wrestling fab fan would be able to pick up the massive hints that you laid down. No, 5 times. 5 times you put down that hint in one image, Ian. 5 times.
That's right. And funny story about that image. Little Easter egg in there if people can work out from my history. In that photo, I've actually worked with 2 of the wrestlers in a group of those photos. So have a look through them and see if you can work out which 2 wrestlers I've worked with in the past in my past iterations of things.
I was going to say that's a very good question. Not even I know that, Ian. I'm not sure. I'd have to make a guess myself.
I was about to say there's one that's clearly obvious to you, probably, but I'll let you stew on that. But yes, needless to say, the hint was in the pictures. So without further ado, Alan, why don't you bring up our spoiler for today?
All right.
This is one that I think Kale is going to like.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, Kale to me yesterday did say, "Oh, could it be a Guardian?" And I'm like, "You'll be lucky." And in fact, Kale, you are indeed lucky today. So let's try and sorry, because I don't have my second screen like I normally would at work. So let's see. Ian, can you see the spoiler?
No, I can see Inception again.
Oh no, hold on. Hold on. All right, okay. I hope it's sharing that screen. Give it a chance. It might take a second to pop up. Oh, come on. Because I can see it popping up on my screen. Wait, hold on. I want to...
Yeah, no, you've currently just shared our streamway.
Oh, well, that's great. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out, because if I had the second screen, because I can't close down this way. If I minimize that. What about now? No.
So this is probably a good time to say we're always on the hunt for a Radio Reflex intern that can help with production. No, still Inception there, Alan.
What? That's true, because I'm trying to, because I can see it on my side. Let's try and remove. All right, team.
Have you shared the right screen?
I thought I had shared the right screen. I'll stop the screen. Let's share the screen. Yeah, I want to share this particular tab.
What I think you've done is you've just shared the wrong tab.
Let's have a look.
But yes, this is enthralling watching for people. So it is a Guardian card that we will be spoiling. It is I believe a common line or a rare line. It's quite funny. Here we have.
Oh, this is what I'm trying to share. Because it shows it sharing on my screen. Well, because now we're on Inception. That's Inception. Hold on, because I don't have a second screen. Let me try and see if I can find a link on. This is because it should. I want to show us. Yeah, because I cannot. All right, Ian, I'm going to give you dead air for a second.
That's okay. It's not like we're that enthralled. But we are currently working on bringing the spoiler up. Alan is. Let's talk about the other half of this stream while Alan does that. Of course, this weekend is a big weekend for wrestling. NXT Takeover is coming up as well as SummerSlam. Today we will be doing our predictions for for Takeover, not SummerSlam, and yeah, it should be an interesting weekend of wrestling, as well. Of course, this is a big spoiler weekend for Fab for Crucible of War. I believe at last count, 14 spoilers we're getting spoiled over this weekend. So hopefully we will be able to get the spoiler to you if Alan can get things sorted. But yeah, no, it should be interesting. I would be interested to see what people are thinking about the spoilers that we've seen so far. I personally am pretty excited to start playing Brute again with the new spoilers. Of course, we had our spoiler earlier in the week with Mandible Claw, and pretty much since I saw that, I've been working on deck lists to ultimately use those in the most brutal way. Yeah, but it is going to be interesting. Obviously, by this time next week, without apocalypse pending, we should all be cracking into packs and be making decks. So yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see what people are aiming to play and what they're wanting to get into, and whether or not people are going to go straight into building for nationals or more just into building decks that they want to play for fun, with the characters, with all the new hotness. All right, there we are. Finally, Alan, we are in. Ladies and gentlemen, as we said, Chokeslam was the hit. There were 5 pictures of the Chokeslam happening in my image yesterday, and that is the card we are bringing to you. It is, I believe, a common line, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's 6, 7, 8 attack line for the attack. You back now, Alan? We've got it up.
I believe I am. Can you hear me, Ian? Am I coming through?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, guys.
Absolutely.
Usually,
do you want to read us through what the card does?
Okay. Yeah. Apologies for those out there watching. Okay, so we have Chokeslam. So the card is a Guardian attack with 8 power for the red version, 3 defense, obviously for all versions. Crush. If Chokeslam deals 4 or more damage to a hero, attack action cards they control can't gain attack during their next action phase. So that is
So this is an interesting. Yeah, this is an interesting effect. I think it's probably going to be matchup dependent. You're going to be looking at like the new Mechanologist cards, the new chamber that gave your weapons +1. This is going to slow that down. Possibly looking at playing this against someone like Ranger class that are looking to make those big arrows. Also, I guess in the Warrior as well, this helps with the reprise, like basically turning off the reprise and stuff as well. We will get a better image up on the Facebook page at the end of this for people to have a look at. But what do you think of the card, Alan?
I think it's got some interesting applications because we have to see the release notes for this at some point.
Yeah.
What's going
on? Sorry, before you go on, Alan, just what was the pitch cost? People were saying it was a bit blurry.
Okay, you mean the actual the actual cost? It was plays 4 to
cost,
plays 4. It's 4 to play. So yeah, choke
Yeah,
slam. Yeah, sorry. We'll I've got a proper image, so we'll post that up. But it's a 4-cost common Guardian attack. So yeah, it's interesting because we've yet to receive a release notes, but it basically blanks, I assume blanks pummels and razor reflexes, in your hand. Well, sorry, your opponent's hand. So it's going to be interesting. Also, I mean, is it going to be good in the Guardian mirror? Because Guardian is chock full of some big pumps. I believe there's for it's got its auras. It relies on pummel. So being able to stop some big pumps, like is this going to block Goliath Gauntlet? Is this going to stop Goliath Gauntlet from being added?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the other thing too that it stops in the mirror is if they're running Anathos, it stops. Oh no, because it's attack action cards. It's not weapon cards. Yeah. Sorry, it's only attack action cards that it buffs. So my point is moot. So I think it's going to be interesting. I don't think it is a must play in every deck, but in every matchup. But definitely, I think we will see some matchups that it will be definitely played in. It is interesting. Again, I think in sealed as well. I think it'll be pretty good because obviously. More often than not, you do see in sealed people relying on buffs that they may not normally play. Again, it's probably pretty good against certain classes, and I think this is a utility card that definitely you're going to have in your sideboard for certain matchups. I don't think it's a must run. And not a must run in the deck to start with, but yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking one of the cool applications because Guardians always had a tough matchup against Ninja unless you're really experienced to it. So I believe we already saw the the Ninja equipment that lets you go again to all your combo cards and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking about how this card will kind of possibly blank out a whole turn because I mean the Ninja cards rely on the combo giving them an extra. Most of them are relatively low without the combo. So if you have a Ninja player and you've got the combo set up and this hits, what do you do?
Yeah, and I think that is a good call. And especially also the little tricks that are a lot of the time breaking scales, ancestral empowerment, razor reflexes are all stuff that Ninja uses to get those hit triggers through. So I think definitely it has a spot. It has a spot, and I mean, and the fact that the red line is attacking for 8, I mean, it's nuts. It's just another big attack. It's a 4 cost. So with if you're using the tectonic plating, you can get that down to a 3 cost. So it's a blue pitch for 8, which is pretty good. Even if you don't get the effect that is causing a headache for defense of your opponent. So yeah, I think it's a solid card. I think much like the move in wrestling, it's not going to finish. It's not always going to finish your opponent off, but it is definitely going to set up a big finish, as it should.
Yeah, it would be. It would be nice. My only other complaint is, I wish maybe the art was a little bit different, and he was kind of holding that guy up chokeslam style. But this is again, hopefully.
As we said, we apologize for the slightly blurry image. We will put up after this cast. We will put up a copy of the image on our Facebook page. Anyway, that was the spoiler. So if you guys were here for that, there you go. Go forth and hit the fan page and talk about it. Now we're going to quickly get into our predictions for NXT Takeover. We're putting 2 packs of Crucible on the line here.
Wait, just 2 packs, Ian? Just 2 packs?
Yeah, just
2 packs.
2 packs.
What about 4 packs? What about 4 packs?
No. Two packs is fine. We can then put another 2 packs on SummerSlam as well. But let's go two per event.
Okay.
And I think that's safe.
Unless
Also,
it rolls over. Unless it rolls over, Ian. Unless we
well,
tie this one.
Yeah, exactly. So let's kick it off. I have the matchups here. Let's kick it off first. For the number one contendership for the tag team championships, we've got Legadan de Fantasma versus Breezango versus Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. Who have you got in this one?
This is a weird one. I'm not really sure. I'm going to go for our luchador friends, Phantasmo, just because they've been tearing it up, and I kind of like them.
Yeah, they do seem to be the dominant faction at the moment. All right, well, I will put you down for that. I myself, I am going for the tried and true team, the team that's probably got the most experience. Well, maybe not the most experience because Breezango has been around, but a lot of injuries sort of have studded their start. I'm going with Oni Lorcan and Birch to pull this, Danny Birch to pull this off and become the number one contenders to the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah. After that, we have got the possible match of the night. This absolute it's going to be an absolute wrestling clinic, I'm sure of it. When Adam Cole takes on podcaster Pat McAfee, who also is an ex-NFL punter. So this shades of Bam Bam Bigelow and Lawrence Taylor from WrestleMania. I want to say WrestleMania 9 or no 11. Yeah, WrestleMania 11. This is always an interesting thing. The old celebrity ex-sportsman versus wrestler. Who have you got in this match?
Well, I'm actually gonna just. I as podcasters, we should side with our fellow podcasters. So this is probably going to cost me a point here, but I'm going to go with Pat because while he's a podcaster, he is was a professional athlete, regardless of him being a kicker. So and he did deliver like a pretty good kick to the head to Adam Cole a couple of weeks ago on NXT. Do I think he's really going to win? No, but all heart. I'm going with my heart on this one. Let's go Pat. Let's go Pat to lay the beat down to put a little respect into Adam Cole.
Funny you should say that. I am also going for Pat McAfee here. But my reasoning is I think this is where they're going to write off Adam Cole from NXT. I think it's probably going to be a dusty finish, like a roll-up or a distraction. McAfee's going to get the shock win. Undisputed Era is going to turn on Adam Cole and basically kick him out of Undisputed Era with a beating. And I think we'll see a new Undisputed Era sans Adam Cole. So again, I am going for Pat McAfee for the win on this as well. So you're not losing any points in this on me. So
yeah, all right. Well, that's cool. That's kind of interesting because the Undisputed Era have been around now how many years in NXT, and besides the addition of Roderick Strong, I mean they've pretty much stayed. I mean I shouldn't say pretty much. They have been like the most solid unit in all of WWE except for maybe New Day. In terms of staying together, I mean, what has it been at least 3 years? Maybe
easily.
Easily.
Adam Cole held for over a year, so yeah. All right. Next up, we have the NXT Women's Championship. Now, this is a tough one for me. This is Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai. Of course, for the fans out there of New Zealand Pro Wrestling, Dakota Kai, formerly Evie of Impact Pro Wrestling, who who I have worked with from when she first broke into the business for many years. So I have a personal connection to this match, and I'm really happy to see Dakota Kai at the top of the division fighting for the title here. Who have you got in this one, Alan?
Well, so you're going Dakota.
I'm not. I haven't said that.
Oh, I don't know. This might be the takeover where we're all in agreement. Because I mean, obviously you have a close personal. Yeah, well, I mean, you've got a relationship with Dakota, and I've seen her perform. I never met her, but she's like Auckland girl. I mean, it would be. I mean, I do love Io. She is very cool. And I love her theme music. I'm a big Io fan, but I can't not go with Dakota. The only thing I could see happening is maybe some kind of dusty finish or something with Raquel Martinez, if I'm right. Dakota's muscle, because she is a frightening lass. She is.
Is a big, powerful, dominant force. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of. I noticed there's been a lot of reference people describing them as like the new generation Shawn Michaels and Diesel pair up, which I think is a really nice comparison.
Yeah.
So you're going with Dakota Kai?
I am, but with the addition a possible dusty finish,
Right. So you think she might get the win, but may not win the title? Is that what you're saying here?
Something like that could happen.
Okay. Well, I am going to shock you here. I am going for Io Shirai.
Oh.
As much as I want, this is purely thinking with my head. As much as I want to see Dakota win the belt, I don't think it's happening here. And I think with my further predictions, you'll see why I don't think it's going to finish here. I think Io is going to keep the belt. I think you might be right. Dakota might get the win without winning the title, but I have Io winning because they really have built Io as the champ, and we had Rhea Ripley lose the belt to Charlotte. Charlotte lose the belt really quickly. Io pick up the belt. It's sort of like I think they're going to want to put the belt on Io and have it on Io for a little while so she can feud with Candice LeRae. And I see them working to a Candice LeRae, Io Shirai sort of Survivor Series title match. So because that's got that your heel face champion there. So I'm going with Io on this, but I think it's going to be a great match.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely main event.
Yeah. Next up, we have the North American Championship match, which is a ladder match. So, and we've got in this match Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, Cameron Grimes, and the last entry in is Velveteen Dream. Who have you got in this one? I know you're a big Dream fan, but it's tough. Ladder match.
So this whole ladder match is quite interesting because I feel a lot of these guys are ones that you wouldn't expect to actually be in this kind of level of match so soon. Bronson Reed is like a good example. My actual favorite was didn't make it. Dexter Lumis, who I'm a big fan of. I really like his stick.
He injured himself. I think had he not injured himself, he would have been a shoo-in to win this.
Yeah, I really like his stick. I remember he had a similar kind of psychotic, weird character in Impact. I can't remember what his character's name was on Impact. And I do kind of hate how, NXT, Dexter Lumis. So, like the combination of names, Dexter, TV show, serial killer, Loomis as in Dr. Loomis from Halloween. But still, regardless of that, I really like his ring presence and how he carries himself. But yeah, that's not a question. So was a Dream fan, and we won't go into the discussion here, but I'm just not so hot on Dream here at the moment. So I'm gonna go with my other, like all these guys are deserving, especially Bronson Reed, but I'm just gonna go with all heart, no soul, because I've always been a Johnny Gargano mark, no matter what. And it would make sense because their whole build up is about him and Candice taking the gold, and when you make a lot of promises like that and don't deliver, then it just where do you go? So I want Johnny to take it home.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. He's already been there though. That's my only thing. He's already been there. I think with his recent sort of semi-face turn that he had on NXT a few weeks back, I actually think Damian Priest is gonna walk out the winner of this one and sort of secure a sort of a face turn for him going forward. I think he never really felt right as a heel in NXT in the fact that there were so many other heels like that. Whereas I think the actual sort of turning him tweener / face, I really like him at his athleticism. He's another big guy who can go a la Keith Lee, a la Dijakovic. And I think he would be a great one to put the North American belt. I think he's the one that would get the shine of having the belt. Whereas, like, the belt brings nothing to Johnny Gargano. Really, I think really Johnny wants to get back into that main event scene. Whereas I think putting the belt on Damian Priest will give him a real nice way to really solidify him as a up and coming face in the NXT universe. So that is my pick, and so we're starting to differ a little bit. Now, main event time. This is going to be one hell of a match. It is just the big boys going at it. NXT Championship, Keith Lee, the champion, taking on Karrion Kross and a Man Mountain versus Man Monster match. Who do you have here?
This is so hard to pick because obviously Keith Lee has probably worked harder than anybody else on the entire WWE roster, and he's got there. He's just so can't wait for him to. Well, actually, maybe I shouldn't say I can't wait for him to go to the main roster because there's always that main roster curse. But Keith Lee is amazing. And he hasn't had the belt for too long yet. And this rivalry of Karrion Kross is pretty hot as well. But it's come very, very soon. We just got Keith Lee to his apex, and then Karrion Kross has turned up, and Karrion Kross basically took on, first feud was a Tommaso Ciampa, which is a pretty good feud if you're like brand new in the company, regardless of your skill level or anything like that.
How you build them as a threat, right? Getting over Ciampa as your first true test is pretty insane.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't happen to everybody.
Cards on the table, Alan. Who have you got here?
I'm gonna go for I think I'm gonna say this. I already said this in the previous match. I think Keith is gonna take it. But there is going to be some kind of weird finish. I could actually see. I'm thinking last night that what happens is Kross is about to win, and Tommaso Ciampa comes in. Clears the ring, takes out Kross. There's it's basically the match ends. And basically Keith retains. Yeah, no contest because I just can't see either of them losing. That's the thing. So I think the easiest way is to have Keith retain and just keep this, because this could be a great rivalry to like they had when they had Adam Cole versus the Bruiserweight. His name's gone out of my head. Pete Dunne, and they had that on SummerSlam. Or was it? Yeah, they had that on one of the major pay-per-views. So, because this is gold. This is a gold feud, and it just feels like it can't come to its fruition right now. So I think Keith retains, but Karrion Kross does, nothing it doesn't touch Karrion Kross. Whatever the ending is, it's like, it's a strong finish for Kross, and of course the wonderful Scarlett as well. So that's prediction. Keith to retain, but yeah, this is going to be a hot match. This is going to be hot.
All right. Well, this is going to be interesting, Alan. There's definitely going to be a winner between us because we've only had one match where we have agreed, and this is not going to be a second match. I am putting Karrion Kross to win this match, become the NXT champion, and Keith Lee to move up to the main roster. I think Keith Lee is right. I think the main roster has been wanting Keith Lee since they saw the pop he got at the Rumble, and I think pretty much they've let Triple H hold on to him to give him his NXT moments. But I think Vince has had his eye on Keith Lee. I mean, come on, Vince loves a big guy. He loves an agile big guy. That, as we said, they booked Karrion Kross as such a monster that you just can't have him lose here. If he loses here, he loses all momentum. I think Keith losing to Karrion Kross doesn't really affect his stock at all going to the main roster because Karrion is such a monster. They've built him up. I think it's going to be a great match. I think there's going to be some insane moves in this match, but I see Karrion Kross becoming the new NXT champion and Keith Lee showing up on the Raw after SummerSlam and being ready to get into the semi-main events on the main brand. I think 2020 hasn't been great for many people, but it has been great for Keith Lee. I only see better things for him. Because could you imagine? And the other reason I say this, I don't know if you saw it, but WWE posted a little bit of what they call iron sharpens iron with Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee training before this weekend, and they're discussing their matches coming up and talking about how they've come up through the ranks and stuff together of the indies and stuff like that. Yeah. Can you imagine Keith Lee showing up Monday after SummerSlam after Drew has had a hellacious match with either way, Drew beating Randy or Randy winning, and Keith Lee showing up and being the next contender for the Raw championship.
Now,
I think
that would be amazing. But before NXT was on the USA Network, when it was still just on the WWE Network, I would have agreed strongly with you. But at the same time, NXT has to draw an audience, obviously, to compete with AEW. So it still makes me think that this feud has time because they want it to continue to pop some numbers. NXT needs to make numbers to stay on the USA Network, and Vince will not let AEW go uncontested on a Wednesday night to continue gathering a fan base.
But what my answer to that is effectively, if you've got Karrion Kross at the top, he can get some squashes in, and then you put him into a Johnny Gargano feud with Candice also running up to getting her shot at Io or whoever the champ is, and because think of how great Ciampa versus Gargano was, on how great Gargano is against a monster heel. And if you add in a returning Ciampa to help out Johnny Gargano take out Karrion Kross, that is some ratings right there.
Yeah, I don't disagree with some of his plans, but I just think Keith Lee and Karrion Kross is just too good not to. I can watch it for another month at least. I just feel like it's too good to let go quite yet.
This is why there's packs on the line, Alan.
Yeah, this is going to be cool, and these are going to be Crucible packs. So these are going to be, I think maybe. Well, I mean, it's this coming Friday now. I keep on thinking it's still in the future, but maybe this coming Friday, hopefully, as long as we're allowed into a store, we should do do the winner opening their packs live, or at least we should just open some packs live. Yeah, so we should definitely do it. Probably Hobbymaster Friday sounds like a good idea.
Well, I've got a box pre-ordered, so I will be heading out there one way or another, whether or not there's social distancing and I just have to pick it up, or whether or not we can be back opening some packs. It'll be great. So, folks, that is us. As we said, if you were here for the spoiler, we will put up the image on our Facebook page. If you're here as a wrestling fan, best of luck with this weekend. I hope all your favorites win. I hope none of Alan's favorites win, and we have a great time when I crack open a fable out of the packs I win off Alan. There's a prediction for you.
We can only hope.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Remember, wash your damn hands.
See ya.